Hi guys, Dave here with a new guitar solo lesson for you. Today we're going to look at the outro solo to Rosanna by Toto. And I believe this has got to be Steve Lukather's finest moment. Apparently it was an improvised solo which really speaks volumes about how great a guitar player he is. The whole thing's over kind of a G blues sort of feel. He uses mainly minor pentatonic, G minor pentatonic, and also use of the Dorian scale, which gives it more that kind of jazz rock sort of feel that you hear at the end. Anyway, I hope you enjoy it. Now let's go in for a close-up. The whole solo starts with a 1 fret bend on the 12th fret. And that's on the E string, bend and release, and then pull off onto 10, then 13 on the B, 10 on the E, 11 on the B, 12 on the G. Like so. Right, the next phrase, 15th fret, tone bend. So that's up 2 frets, then 12 on the E, then I go back to that bend, 12th fret again, and then a tone and a half bend. That's a 3 fret bend on the B. Sometimes instead of doing that, I'll just do a 2 fret bend from the 16th fret instead. Just a little bit easier, and doesn't make a great deal of difference. You're still bending to the same note. Like that. Okay, next phrase. So that's a tone bend on the 18th fret of the B. Then 15 on the E. 18, 15 on the B. Back up to 18. And then bend up a tone. 15 on the E. And then one more bend on the 18th fret, up a tone again. Probably worth mentioning at this point that a lot of it's done with a shuffle or a swing feel to it, so a lot of these eighth notes that I'm playing have got a bit of a swing to them. Okay. Right, next bit, 18-15 on the B string, and then we get, right, this is quite a big old bend. This is the 18th fret on the E string, and you're going to bend it up 4 frets, or 2 tones, and then bring it back down again. Looking at the specs for Steve Lukather's gear, he tends to play with 9s, so quite a light gauge, like nice light rock gauge, and he played this originally on a Les Paul, so it made string bending particularly a lot easier than it would be, say, on a Strat. Anyway, there you are, that's how he does that. And then he plays 15 on the E, then 18-15 on the B, done in a triplet fashion, and then does another 4 fret bend on the 18th fret of the B, bend and release, then 15, then 17 on the G, and then back up to the 18th fret on the B. So you get this. Like that. Next phrase, we've got the 18th fret on the B, 2 bends on that, let it down, pull off onto 15, then rebend the 18th fret, 15 on the E, and then 18 on the B, and add vibrato. So you get like that. Okay, now we're coming up to one of my favourite runs in the whole solo. So I'll try and break this up as much as I can. Starts off with an F major arpeggio, slides into the 17th fret of the G, 18 on the B, 17 on the E. Right, I'll do the next 6 notes. It's going to go pulling off from 20 to 17 on the E, and then pulling off 18 to 17. Then 12 on the B, and then back up to the 17 on the E. And again, it's a triplet. Right, and then we get pulling off 18 to 17 on the B, 20 on the B, and then 17 on the G, pull off 18 to 17 on the B. So that's okay. We do that last triplet again, 19 on the G, pulling off 18 to 17 on the B, and then we get 19 on the G, 17 on the B, 19 on the G. So those 6 notes, like that. Then we get. So what happens there is we've got a nice little chromatic movement. We're going to go 17 on the G, 19 on the D, and then we play that again, and then we just move down 1 fret, 16 on the G, 18 on the D, like that. So that whole triplet run, slowly. There you go. Then we end. We get this little phrase, 15 on the G, 17, then 14. And we're going to do a little hammer pull off on the 15th fret. Finish on 17 on the D. Like that. Next phrase. So what I'm doing now, I'm hammering on 10 to 12 on the D, same thing on the G, then I slide into 10 on the B, then I'm going to play 13, 10, 11, 13 on the B, then I slide from 9 to 10 on the E, and then I'm going to do this little pull off on every fret from the 13 down to the 10th on the E. Then that's 13, 11 on the B, back to 10 on the E. Then I do a pre-bend on the B string at the 10th fret, and I'm bending it up just 1 fret and letting it down. So that whole phrase like that. This phrase, pulling off 12 to 10 on the G, 11 on the B, then 12 on the G again, then play 10 and slide it down like that. Right, this next bit, sliding to 10 again on the G, then we're gonna hammer on and pull off from 15 to 10 on the G. You do it 3 times, and you do it one more time, so 4 in total, and then I'm going to play 13 on the B, back to 10 on the G, then 11 on the B, 10 on the G again. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, like that, and it's all done in a triplet rhythm for that bit. Next little lick. So tone bend on the 13th fret of the B, 11 on the same string, then back up to 13 for a tone bend, then 11, 13, 11, finishing on 12 on the G. Add vibrato to that one. Right, there's a lot of these bends coming up. First one's a slow one. That's a tone bend on the 13th fret of the B, going to the 10th fret on the E. Then he's going to do that quite a few times, but in a triplet fashion. So I tend to think of them in groups of 3 when I'm putting these pairs together. So it's like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then on the last lot, 1 there, and then he moves up a tone and finishes off the group of 3 there, just 2 of these. So we've got 15th fret on the B, 12 on the E. So the last kind of group of 3, like that. So I kind of think of the whole thing as 4 groups of 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, like that. And then this last bit, I'll just double check it. Yeah, I'll do this. 16th fret on the B, bending it up a tone. Then we get into this really fast blues lick that you hear on the fade out. So you get 1 long bend on the 18th fret of the B. Then we can play 15 on the E, bend on the 18th fret of the B, back up to 15 on the E. So it kind of goes like that. Then we pull off from 18 to 15 on the E, 18 on the B, 15 on the E, then pull off 18 to 15 on the B, tone bend on the 17th fret of the G, then we're going to play 15 on the G, pull off 18 to 15 on the G, and then we're going to pull off from 17 to 15 on the D, do that again. So that run up to that point. Like that. Then he does this kind of double stop bend, so he's holding down 18th fret on the B, 17 on the G, and he's bending that G string up a tone, and he bends, releases, and then re-bends like that. And goes all the way down to the 3rd fret on the G, gives it a slight quarter tone bend, and then 5th fret on the D, and just adds a little bit of vibrato on the end, and you can just about hear that on the fade out of the record. Well, a couple of other little things that are kind of useful to know about this solo. I mean, I've mentioned before that, yeah, mainly he's using a G minor pentatonic and Dorian scale over the majority of this. There's a little bit of chromaticism in there, you know, where he does these kind of little rundowns, which gives it more that kind of jazzy feel, I think. Gear-wise, I believe that he played this on a Les Paul, and he generally uses 9s to 42s for his string gauge, which made some of the wide bending in this solo a little bit easier to do. I tried to do this with a set of 10s, which is the normal gauge that I would use on a guitar, and I found it pretty hard work. So set of 9s does the job. Les Paul, and that's definitely going to make it easier to bend. I think the amp that he used was a modified Fender Twin. I think probably had a lot more gain up the front end of the amp than what it would normally have, and he just basically cranked the amp and off he went. And I still think it's probably the best sound I've heard of his on record. Far better than what he's got at the moment, I think. That's just a personal opinion, of course, but yeah, I think this is probably like one of his best solos, and certainly one of the best sounds that I think he's had on record. There you go. Alright then guys, well I hope you enjoyed this lesson, and I will see you for one real soon.